How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brown Logan, and today we got to talk about Kathy Griffin and this crazy message that she put out there, the so-called State of the Union address from her, begging about different things. But before we get into it, I just want to say that I've seen this all over the internet for quite a few days now. Over the past week, I've been kind of busy, so I hadn't had time to really just dig into it and see what's going on. So I'm going to watch it live with you here and then react. I'm going to pause and interject whenever I feel it's necessary to do so. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this crazy bean footage.
It's me, Kathy Griffin, and I'm doing what I call a State of the Union YouTube video. So I hope you watch this on YouTube. It'll probably be like about 5 minutes. What's the date?
Saturday, November 18th.
It's Saturday, November 18th, 2017. I kind of lose track because I'm on a world tour. All right, so what I want to address today is I'm getting a lot of online hate from trolls.
First of all, I don't really want to rag on her appearance, but is she okay? I'm not really sure what's going on. You know, she cut her hair. I think her sister had cancer or something like that, so that's a good cause. I'm not trying to bag on that, but she don't really look right. Maybe she need to, eat a little bit more. I think that's okay to eat. I know you're in Hollywood and you have very strict standards on how you got to look, but at the same time, it's like, come on, we got to be healthy here, but let's keep going.
Who think I've lost my mind?
Maybe they're true. Maybe it's a valid concern there. Just maybe.
And I'm admitting I lost my mind.
Well, there we have it. Video over. I mean, you pretty much have said what's going on.
It made me a star in the first place. But I just want to be honest, as far as what we're going through and hoping this is a turning point for feminism and women's equality.
Feminism.
Pardon me. I just want you to know that at 57, for me, it's not a marathon. It's a sprint. So I don't have a lot of time to be patient. And, I read today that my pal Lena Dunham is sticking up for some male writer that was accused of sexual harassment.
Oh, boy.
And her female partner, Jenny Connor, who Judd Apatow handpicked for her, and nobody's ever handpicked anybody for me. I don't know the details, but my first instinct is, girl, that's not helping the movement.
Okay. Now, it's funny to see the liberals eat their own, ain't it? Okay, Lena Dunham is the biggest SJW there is. And then you got Kathy Griffin trying to do some of the same thing. They're both heavy anti-Trumpers, but yet here they are infighting. I love to see it because all that means for us on the right is that all we got to do is just have some kind of solidarity amongst ourselves, and we can easily defeat the other side because they're in disarray. I mean, she's admitted that she's lost her mind. Whether she was just playing or not is not totally relevant to the point I'm making. And you have Lena Dunham, who we all know is a total nutcase. A few trees short of a forest. They're battling each other over certain things. They can't even agree upon how they're going to go forward. So that means that we have the upper hand in this whole situation, in my humble opinion. But let's keep going.
And it's a movement. And the sun is coming out of the clouds as I say that. So, don't be too hard on Lena. Don't be too hard on me. And I just want you guys to know I'm fully in the middle of a blacklist. I am in the middle of a Hollywood blacklist.
Now, here's the part that I've seen clipped on different social media. Shout out to Kevin Martin. I saw you put that on Facebook. This is the part that I saw a little bit of. I didn't watch the whole thing because I wanted to see the full entire thing fresh, but I did see that one piece talking about she's on the blacklist and all this and that. But let's keep going and hear what she has to say.
It is real. I am not booked on any talk shows.
Aww.
I'm selling tickets worldwide, which is really hard when you don't have any kind of a television platform and kind of nobody has your back and everyone thinks you're crazy.
I mean, hey, not everybody has the privilege of being able to go on television and sell whatever they want to sell. Consider yourself to have been lucky to have even had that platform. There are many comedians that are out there that don't have their TV presence. I mean, look at Tiffany Haddish. She has a movie. She's been on TV here and there, but how long was she out there grinding in the comedy scene before she even got the opportunity to become a movie and or television presence? Consider yourself to have been lucky to have been there for as long as you were. What you were, Anderson Cooper won that show for the New Year's for 10 years straight. I mean, come on. Don't act like you're just all of a sudden a victim. You did something holding up the bloody head, the Donald Trump effigy, holding up that head, that messed your career up. You took a risk and the risk did not pay off. That's not my fault or anybody else's. That's your fault. But let's keep going.
But a handful of people think I'm kind of on to something. So I just want you guys to know, when I get home, I do not have one single day of paid work in front of me.
Oh.
And people that want me to go back and start in clubs and do 10 minutes again, I don't mean to be an asshole, but no, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I mean, hey, if you don't want to go back to the club, if you don't want to do 10 minutes, if you don't want to do the lower level stuff, then that's on you. You got freedom of choice, but don't cry talking about, oh, I don't have any paid gigs. But at the same time, talking about you turning down some of the gigs. Okay. So don't act like you're not getting some opportunity. You're not getting the high level stuff anymore, because who wants to be associated with you that's on a high level? That's going to bring too much heat on their back. You can go to the little hole in the wall type spots and still be able to eat like many other comedians are doing right now. But if you feel like you're too good for that, then that is your decision that you have made. That is your prerogative, like the legendary Bobby Brown would say.
I've worked way too hard to go back and work for free and do the club scene again, because this is some bullshit, because I've been blacklisted.
The foul language, like, why you got to curse so much? I understand you comedian and all that, but why, like, this is the State of the Union. You're trying to be serious. Why use so much foul language? I'm sorry for all the kids that are out there that have to listen to this lady be so mean and nasty.
So I actually got another fundraising email from the great Norman Lear, and I just had to write back and go, yeah, none of you can ask me for money anymore. Okay, my legal bills are through the roof, obviously, because I'm doing something I really believe in. And I still say the end goal is for younger women and younger LGBT folks or disenfranchised people of any kind.
Are you LGBT? Like, why are you talking about LGBT folks? Like, what does that got to do with anything? You're a woman, that's fine, but what does that got to do with being LGBT or disenfranchised? Like, are you trying to lump, like, are you one of the people that lumps in black with gay and disabled all into one little pile? Look, personally, I don't know about anybody else out there that's black or that happens to not be a cisgender white male or whatever the case may be, but I don't want to be lumped in with people that have mental disorders and or physical disorders. Nothing against them. If you have a physical disability, mental disability, I understand, but I'm not the same as you just for that reason. If I had those disorders, disabilities, then I'd be the same as you, but I don't. So don't put me into that same category just because I'm black. Being black is not a handicap or some kind of disorder, but I digress.
Can watch me survive, and with a sense of humor. So I just want to say, like, I have a show tonight in Vienna. I never thought I'd be able to play Vienna.
Great.
Every single country I've played, I can't believe that there are hundreds, if not thousands of people that don't even speak English as their first language, as if I do. That's my opener. And I'm very heartened by that. So there is hope out there. There's a lot of forces coming against people like me that are trying to do something. I mean, look at Harvey Weinstein hired Kroll. By the way, Nick Kroll's dad started that company, Nick, so he doesn't have to worry about money. Mm-hmm. And some company called Black Cube to, like, follow Rose McGowan. So,
wow,
you know,
that's interesting.
Assuming I'm next. I'm already on the Interpol list and all this other stuff.
I mean, what you did is much different. I mean, don't try to conflate Rose McGowan and the sexual harassment claims against Harvey Weinstein with what you did. You held up a bloody effigy of Donald Trump's head. It's like a death threat. So don't act like you basically sending a death threat to the president of the United States is the equivalent to Rose McGowan talking about Harvey Weinstein did something sexually inappropriate with her and or to her or in her presence. So it ain't the same thing.
So I don't want anybody else to have to go through this. So watch me do it, hopefully with aplomb and a sense of humor. And I'm on stage tonight at 8:30. I cannot wait to do my show. I only have 7 more shows left on this tour, and I'm not going to lie. It's going to be hard when I go home and I don't have one show in my future.
Hey, that's life.
No, I know I'm being an asshole, but no, I don't want to do free shows. I don't want to do someone's 50-person club. I did that for decades. I think I should be able to get my life back. So I know I took a picture that offended a lot of people, but this wall of crap has never fallen on any woman in the history of America like it has on me.
Okay, now what other woman did what you did? What other woman can you think of, top of your head now, just instantly? What other woman has done what you have done? Threaten the president of the United States? Send him a death threat? Not directly, of course, so don't nobody get triggered in the comments. Oh, she didn't do it directly, but you know what I mean. If you hold up a bloody effigy of Barack Obama's head on TV, or you have a high visibility and you do that and you say, here, this is what I think. Do you think that it would be looked at as, oh, it's just comedy, it's not really a big deal, we shouldn't go too hard on her, we shouldn't put her on an Interpol list? Come on, let's be honest, let's be real. She did something that was a big risk, and the risk, unfortunately for her, fortunately for myself and many others of us who don't want to see her brand of so-called comedy survive, it did not work out. That's just life. That's what it is. You take risks. Sometimes they pay off. Sometimes they don't. You got to take calculated risks. Hers was just not a good one. It ain't my fault. That's her fault.
So, and by the way, I know about Eartha Kitt, and I very much encourage you to look her up. But even Eartha Kitt didn't have like Fox News. Although, by the way, I'm bowing down to Eartha Kitt and anyone else who's ever been blacklisted. So just, you guys, just try to have some compassion. I'm just trying to bring laughter to people. That's all I want to do.
Hey.
I wish I was on television. I have 2 Emmys.
Too bad.
Which apparently doesn't mean anything.
Nope, doesn't.
The Hollywood Reporter did a really cool cover about like not shutting women up. And that same publication disinvited me from hosting or doing the opening remarks of their famous annual breakfast.
Of course, because look, they can't have that heat on their back. You're talking about these big publications, these big companies that have to be able to still survive. I mean, you're just a toxic person. You're like a cancer. They can't have you around. That's going to make their whole brand become compromised. They don't want to associate themselves with somebody who threatened the president, because now that puts heat on their back from Secret Service. That puts them in a bind where they are not able to do what they need to do. You know, at the end of the day, this is about business. It ain't personal. They may love you. They may like you a lot. They may talk in private and say, we love Kathy Griffin. She's great. She's excellent. However, when it comes to that money, when it comes to that bottom line, if you're going to affect that in any kind of way negatively, then they're going to wash their hands, because it's like, look, man, we got to be able to eat. We got families. We got kids. You're not going to get in the way. One monkey ain't going to stop no show.
So I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting bullshit from all sides here, but I still am so excited to hit the stage tonight, and I would love to be on a television show, and I want to be paid what the guys are paid.
Well, look, just like Donald Trump said, you get paid the same as the guys if you do a good of a job as the guys. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about this whole gender gap. That's BS. Like, the whole thing about the gender gap, I'm going to say this right quick. We're almost done with this State of the Union. But the gender gap, if all women just got paid 30% less than men and they did the exact same thing as men, equal performance, no different performance, they showed up same amount of hours, it was the exact same, but yet they still got paid 30% less, why would employers hire men at all? And just hire women. You could save 30% on your payroll. And the payroll is the biggest expense most, if not all, employers have. So why would you not want to save 30% on your payroll? Logically, that would make sense. Maybe, just maybe, men sometimes get paid more than women because they do a better job. Just maybe. Or maybe they negotiate. Maybe there's other factors involved other than my misogyny and my sexism.
So that's where I'm coming from. All right. So I hope you'll have some faith. I know my social media is getting a little crazy, but why not?
Yeah.
And you know, my new title, The Mayor of Zero Fucksville, Zero. Hope you've enjoyed.
Okie dokie. That is a wrap for that. If you want to see the full thing, I played the full thing, but if you want to see Uninterrupted, I'll put a link to that in the description box below. My final remarks are, look, Kathy, I know you're kind of upset that you're not getting the money that you used to get. Things ain't really going as well for you as you envisioned it in this part in your life. You know, you're approaching 60, you're getting into the later years. I'm not sure if you have any children or whatever. So it's like, okay, what do I have? If you're not married, you don't have any kids. It's like you got your career and that's it. And your career is not going well. It's nobody's fault but your own. You made a decision to put the effigy of Donald Trump's head in a photo shoot and then put it out to the world. Now you got to suffer the consequences. You got to understand that where some people may like what you did, there are others who don't like what you did. And also look at the law. You cannot send a death threat, direct or otherwise, to the president without any kind of controversy, without any kind of consequence. That is what it is, and it ain't nothing else to it. So, hey, you reap what you sow. I don't feel no sympathy for you. I don't feel no waist tired, just like Hillary Clinton would say. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So, what do you think? Do you think Kathy Griffin is getting unfair treatment due to what she did with the Donald Trump effigy, she should be able to get her life back. She should be able to get any kind of shows that she wants, get paid the maximum amount of money, get paid the same as a Chris Rock or a Dave Chappelle or a Kevin Hart. She should get that kind of money. Is she a funny comedian? I'm not going to say she's just like the most unfunny person in the world. I laughed a couple of times right here in this little spiel and this little soliloquy she did. Maybe it was at an inappropriate time. Maybe it wasn't. I don't really know. But at the end of the day, is she as funny as those other guys I mentioned to get paid the same? Should comedy be a meritocracy or should it be about charity? If it's about meritocracy, it's about what you bring to the table on and off the stage. Do you have a toxic life off the stage? Just like Bill Cosby. Who's going to book Bill Cosby if he was able to? He's about 80 something years old, so he probably can't go on stage and do comedy. But let's say this was 50-year-old Bill Cosby and he was still able to get on stage and do what he had to do in a competent way. But you still had the whole thing with the sexual harassment, rape, whatever, the putting pots with the sleep pills in it. If that was going on while he was still getting shows, would you book him with 50 women saying he did what he did? And why would you do that when you know it's going to be a big backlash against you when others are not doing it? You're going to be the lone guy out or the lone girl out. I don't want to inappropriately gender somebody, but you understand what I'm saying. Nobody wants that heat on their back. But do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Whatever your comments are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.